Why is this guy so successful? Yes, we're going to talk about Mr. Beast, this YouTube sensation. Well, he's more than that, a lot more than that. And in a recent interview that I watched with him, over 2 hour long interview, I found out there are at least 5 traits on Mr. Beast's personality that made him, or I believe that made him successful. And I'm going to discuss these 5 traits in this video, so stick around. And if you're here on YouTube looking to grow personally, looking to grow in your knowledge and wisdom, I know you're going to appreciate this channel. So just go ahead, click and subscribe, because you're going to see amazing videos here. You're going to see videos that are going to bring you knowledge and wisdom on time management, productivity, neuroscience of habits, purpose, a lot of topics that I know are going to make a difference in your life. So won't cost you anything. Click on subscribe and you're going to be part of the Master of Time movement. So let's talk about, again, this guy right here. Well, he's not only a YouTube sensation, but he's more than that. But just so you have a picture on YouTube, he is the biggest channel on YouTube today. Yes, the year of 2025, he is the biggest channel ever on YouTube. We're talking about over 379 million subscribers, over 800 million views on his video, on the video that got the most views. He's got billions of overall views. Insane. Just so you understand how massive this is and what this means. In terms of ad revenue, he's making over $5 million a month per month on ad revenue on his channel right now. He started his YouTube channel back in 2012 when he was a young kid, I think like around 12 years old, and he has quite a journey. But again, like I said on this video, I'm not going to talk about particularly his journey, but I will talk about 5 traits that I believe are one of the reasons that made him so successful. Again, not only on YouTube, but in multiple businesses that he is part of. And as a bonus at the end, I'm going to talk about one trait that he specifically mentioned that he hates, and he won't hire anyone that possess this flaw. Stick around and you're going to know at the end of the video. So the very first trait that I see, one of the reasons why Mr. Beast succeeded in his businesses, but especially in his YouTube channel, is that he is obsessed. He has a huge obsession in making it work. He didn't get viral until after his video number 500. So it's not like he got lucky, and instantly became a YouTube personality. No, he was working it hard. He was patient, but more than that, he was obsessed. He mentioned that he would think about making it work, making YouTube work every single moment of his life. And when I say he was persistent, it took him over 5 years to have that one video get viral. So nowadays we are like, when we start doing something for a month or for 2 months, we get tired, right? Most people are like, well, maybe not, this is not worth it. Maybe this is not for me. I'm not seeing results. That's why I think this is the number one quality or a trait that I see in Mr. Beast is his obsession in making it work. No matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, he is obsessed to make it work. And it's very interesting because the root word, where the word obsession comes from, is actually the Latin word obsidere, which means in ancient means to sit before. To sit before. So what does it this used to mean? Well, Basically, the meaning of this word, which became obsession, is sitting around a fortress to get ready to attack. So, sitting in a position to get ready to attack, covering all gaps, all bases in order to attack. So, it was a position of attack, right? Obsession, the root word means you get ready to attack, covering all gaps. And obviously, nowadays we see the word obsession or being obsessed about something, we see as good and bad. It can be both, right? Someone can be obsessed, mentally obsessed about something that is not healthy, that is not good, or in Mr. Beast's case, being obsessed about making it work, making his vision come true. So in his case, his obsession is translated into persistence and resilience. And in a more recent story about his, life, it's in this chocolate company he founded called Feastables, right? He was so obsessed about the packaging of his product. There was something going wrong with the packaging, and he was so obsessed to fix that he visited hundreds of Walmart stores, literally looking at the packaging in the retail shelves and seeing what was wrong with it. He even installed secret cameras to point at the shelves where the product was located to see why the packaging had a flaw, and that flaw caused the chocolate bars to fall off, right? Which would break the chocolate bars and ruin the experience of the product. He's also very obsessed with metrics, right? So in the case of his chocolate company, he is obsessed with the sales velocity of each of the store that is selling his product. He's always looking at the numbers, looking at spreadsheets, how fast it's selling, why is it selling, what times of the day it's selling the most, who are buying the chocolate the most, what kind of the kind of person is buying, what are the ages. So he's obsessed with the metrics of success. So that's why I consider obsession the number one trait for Mr. Beast. Now let's talk about the second trait. The second trait is something that I think is extremely valuable for anyone that wants to win, personally or in the business world, and is being a problem solver. He considers himself as a problem solver, someone who loves problems, complex problems. He is never afraid of facing difficulty or facing a problem. He's actually seeking a problem to solve because he knows the power of the mentality of someone who's a problem solver. Every time that you solve a problem, it's like you graduated until the next level, and now you can solve even bigger problems. So he considers himself someone that enjoys the challenge of problem solving. Not everybody is like that. There's a lot of people that they try to avoid problems, right? They are okay in their comfort zone. They don't want any problems. A life with less problems is what some people dream of. No, this guy, he is looking for problems because he knows that the moment that he resolves that problem, he will gain authority over it. And I believe that when you become someone that is a problem solver, you start developing this thing, which is, having your mind to critically analyze things in a different way. I think that's extremely valuable because literally through the neuroscience of neuroplasticity, your mind, your brain starts adjusting itself in order to look for puzzles to solve. Literally look for problems to solve, right? So this is something that you can develop, right? Your critical thinking is raising, it's being increased the more problems you are able to solve. You actually have the ability to start anticipating problems even before they are created. That's how important it is to enhance your critical thinking. And related to this, there's a phrase that I like from Winston Churchill that says, "A pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." Can you relate to this? I believe that this phrase really encompasses what you need to have in order to change your mindset to become a problem solver. So going back to that problem that Mr. Beast was having in his chocolate company, Feastables, um, he put on his problem solving hat and he became obsessed into finding out how to solve that problem. So he got the right people, and this is key also, he got the right people to help him solve. So packaging engineers to look at the packaging and see what was wrong. He ended up noticing that there was a flap missing in his retail packaging that was causing the chocolate to fall from the shelves and therefore break, right? So together with his team of packaging engineer, he developed a flap on the inside of the retail packaging that would hold those bars from falling off the shelves. So being a problem solver is the number 2 trait that I see in Mr. Beast's success. Let's talk about the number 3, which is uncompromising ethics. With the fast growth of his chocolate company, Feastables, Mr. Beast, he found himself in a situation that a lot of business people find themselves when the business start to take off. And that problem slash opportunity that they had was about sourcing, where to source the ingredients for the chocolate bar. And he was approached by one of his colleagues, I guess, from the company and said that instead of sourcing their cacao, the ingredient that one of the ingredients that you make chocolate, the main ingredient, instead of sourcing cacao from Peru, which is where they were sourcing, they needed to start sourcing from Africa. So obviously, Mr. Beast, his critically thinking mind asked, why do we need to do this? And the guy said, well, because it's cheaper. And for some people, they would be like, okay, if it's cheaper, let's do it. But no, he asked questions. He said, why is it cheaper? Is the quality the same? Why is it making so much cheaper to bring these ingredients from Africa? So he found out that the main reason why it's cheaper, it's because of the labor, and particularly child labor. And he was not okay with that, not at all. He said, I don't agree with this. We have to find a way to change this. So he started poking around. He started talking to a lot of big chocolate companies and asking the question, why are you still doing this knowing that it's child labor? And he actually gathered a number. It was about 1.5 million kids that were being exploited in child labor in the farms of cacao in Africa. He's like, I'm not okay with that. We got to change this. And the response that they got from the big companies were like, nah, we're okay with that. It's a problem, but it is what it is. He was not okay with that, okay? That's why I said number 3 is uncompromising ethics, because he's like, I'm not gonna do this, okay? I'm not okay with this. I'm gonna make a model. So he started to study and he started to build a model for his business that it's around ethically sourcing the ingredients, okay? So this is one of the things that he's investing a lot of time and a lot of money. I know, because I also come from sourcing. I helped develop over 50 products myself for my companies and different companies. And I know how hard it is not to compromise your standards or your ethics for cost, to bring that cost down and obviously to make more money. So he said, I'm not okay with that. So right now he's in his quest to develop a business model that does not depend on child labor for his ingredients. So a sustainable model, but not only a sustainable model, which obviously that's key, but a profitable model, because obviously he's not going to create a model that he can show to big companies that is possible, but it's possible and still be a profitable company, because obviously a business needs to be profitable. So he's in this quest to create this model. And I really commend him on that. And the number 4 trait that I see on Mr. Beast for his success is that he's a very coachable person. Coachable. What he doesn't know, he knows that and he admits, and he goes and he finds the right person to do it. And that requires humility, and that requires, being vulnerable and admitting that, well, I don't know this. I am either willing to learn or I'm going to find the right person to do it, instead of thinking that I know it all and end up doing something wrong or end up losing money or wasting time. And being coachable also means that you're open to feedback, okay? You gotta be open to feedback. You have to have your mind open. That's one of the qualities that you need in order to be coachable. And obviously, you need to be to have a growth mindset. You need to be goal oriented. All these things are qualities that you need to have if you want to be a coachable person. The number 5 trait or quality that I see in Mr. Beast, that is one of the reasons why he's so successful, is that he invests in people. He is not shy to talk about it. He said that in this interview, he said, I rather spend 1 year training someone that will stay with me or with my company for 10 years than training someone for a month and having that person leave in 6 months. He knows that the biggest asset of a company is not a product, is not a trademark, is not a trademark secret. No, the biggest asset for a company is called people. And he recognizes that, and he's willing to invest in people, not only to develop them, but also to make them grow inside of his organizations. He gives opportunity. He wants to captivate these people inside his ideas, inside his goals, inside his model, that they will understand and they will grow with it and they will want to develop it, right? So the best employee that you can have is an employee that knows and embraces the vision and treats that business as his own. That's one of the best qualities that I see in anyone that is working for someone or with someone, is that treating that business as your own. And you can, as a business owner, you can do that by developing your people and investing your people. So he sees that as a must. He's been working with people for over a decade, the same people that started with him when he was nothing, when he didn't have anything, and they're still with him. So those are the 5 traits that I saw in Mr. Beast, and I consider that one of the 5 qualities that he's got that attributed to his success. But now, you waited until now. What is the one flaw that he mentioned that he won't hire anyone if he sees this flaw? Can you guess? He said mediocrity. Someone who is just mediocre. And what does that mean? Mediocre means, it doesn't mean like you're worst or you're the worst of the worst. No, that you're just at average, okay? That you settle for just average. That, this is fine, that's okay. You're never trying to elevate your work. You're never trying to strive for the best. You're not striving for uncompromising standards. You just accept whatever is okay, whatever is average. He said that he won't hire, and he said he's got an eye for this. He won't hire anyone who is okay with just being average, being mediocre. That for him is a no-no. He won't hire anyone who's a mediocre. And to be honest, I don't blame him, because if you want to grow, if you want your business to grow, if you want to stand out, if you want to have success that will distinguish you from the rest, you can't be average. You can work with people that are average, because if you allow average people to work on your business, one, two, three people, you know what's going to happen? The bar is going to be lowered. Instead of you raising the bar, these people are going to lower the bar for the other people working around them. So that's why you have to make sure that you're always working with people that are trying to elevate the bar, because that new high is going to be a new floor for people to keep building up. And it's super important for you to have that mentality, okay? And to close, I thought that there's something specific that he mentioned that I really liked, which is, he is the biggest, he's got the biggest channel on YouTube, right? He's millions and billions of people potentially are watching his content. Millions of new people every day watching his content. Well, guess what? He's gonna be hated from some people, right? So he doesn't care about that. What he cares is, and he mentioned, if you don't try to be liked, don't do whatever you do, don't do it to be liked. Do it because you know it's either part of your purpose or because you know it's good. He does a lot of charity work. He does a lot of giveaways. But he does it because he know it's good, and he gets a lot of attention for it, and he gets a lot of critics. Believe it or not, he gets a lot of critics for it. Okay, and he didn't care. He did say that he sometimes gets affected by the negative comment. Like we all at some point, we see a negative comment on something good that we're doing, and we're like, wow, I mean, really humanity is that low. So I understand his point of view, but he said that don't try to be liked. Don't do anything to be liked. Do it because like I said, it's good, you're doing good for humanity, or it's part of your purpose. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have one of the 5 traits that I mentioned in this video that I believe Mr. Beast has and is attributed to his success, well, comment in this video, which trait do you think is the most important? Which trait do you think you have? And if you don't, why not start developing that right now? Start looking for ways to develop this, okay? Because I know you will find your success, whatever success means to you. If you follow this, at least one of these 5 traits, and develop it, I know you're gonna find the success that you are looking for. As long as you are doing with good intention, as long as you are always seeking God first, because He will put in your heart the desires of His heart. So I thank you for watching this video until now. I'll see you in our next video. God bless you. See you next time.